Hey, so today I want to take you through 3 ways to hit the yellow raid boss. This is a 5-star level 6 raid boss, and I'm going to be showing you 3 different strategies that you might use. I'm not saying that these are the best ones, obviously. They're just 3 different ones, and hopefully it's something interesting or might spark some ideas. So this first team that I want to show you has Ghorak, and if we just look at Ghorak's special, so he deals damage to himself and to the enemy, ignoring some defense, and he also, for his passive, gains some attack for missing HP. So what we want to do is keep his HP very low. Actually doesn't matter what it actually is within tiers of 10 HP, I guess. So I would say if he has 9 HP, it's the same as if he had 1 HP. Sorry, 9% HP is the same as if it was 1% HP. That's not, going to play a big role. I just wanted to mention that it's not really an exponential, it's a bit more like a staircase. So what we have in this team here, usually I set it up in a different order, but this also works. So I have Hempe here for the increased attack, also the increased defense, which is going to help with Martin. I have Sip because what I am going to do is let Ghorak die in the first turn of the battle, and then Sip is going to revive him. And what's actually really nice about this is that this can be effective for if you are slower than the raid boss. So in that case, the raid boss will kill Ghorak immediately, and you just use Sip to revive him at 1 HP, and you can carry on going. You can put the mana pots on Martin and then keep his taunt up, and then if you manage to keep Martin's taunt going for the rest of the battle, then you never have to worry about Ghorak again. And you'll notice that mine is just at 5-star level 1 and not even equipped, because if it's played correctly, the yellow raid boss will actually always target Ghorak. Doesn't matter that Sip is trash at this point. So I also have Esmeralda, who is going to give me increased critical damage, and that is going to increase the damage of Ghorak. Then I have Martin, who's going to be the taunt. I like a yellow taunt because a yellow hero against the yellow raid boss will help clear out yellow tiles. Well, not exactly. I would match away yellow tiles in any case, and then the yellow hero absorbs the mana that would have resulted from those matches. So I think in terms of efficiency, that's really nice. Of course, you could use a different taunt as well. As long as they're sturdy, I think it's fine. And Martin's abilities are, I think, Fortify. So there's no overlap between him and Hempe. So it's actually a very nice synergy in my view. And I'm bringing the yellow dragon here to inflict colorblind, which is going to also reduce the damage on my Martin. For the potions, really don't need anything fancy, just a little bit of mana will do. I'm just going to keep it as is for now. This is actually the setup for the green raid boss. But I think that is all I wanted to explain, and let's have a look. Okay, so the second team I want to show you is kind of a similar concept. So still using Ghorak and Martin, but this time I'm going to bring in a debuffer in the form of Mayra, which means that I don't have enough space to do, or I have less space for my buffers. So I'm going to use Etro, who can do both increase attack and increase critical damage. He also takes away some of the HP of the person he's buffing. So that's actually a very good synergy with Ghorak. And I'm bringing Nephra as well to give Martin a little bit of heal. And I find that if you are struggling with the survivability of Martin, for example, there's no Hempa in this one to give the increased defense. A healer like Nephra can do a lot of good, especially because she just heals one. The healing is more powerful, and that also doesn't affect the HP of Ghorak. I am bringing a blue dragon. To be honest, it doesn't really matter, but this is in the hope that it spreads out the raid boss's turns a little bit more. And again, the potions doesn't really matter. Now that I've got 2 yellows, it's probably going to be even easier to leave taunt up. So I'm not too worried about the mana for topping up Martin, maybe for Mayra and Ghorak for them to hit, or maybe for Etro for the buffs. But yeah, I think it's not too complicated, and let's just see how it goes. Alright, so for the third method, we are going to go back to something that is quite similar to the first one. So we're not going to have any debuffs, and I actually like it that way because the resistance of the yellow raid boss is very high, and I tend to prefer lots of buffs. So I'm going to bring back attack up and critical damage up, and this time I'm going to be using Aurora and Esmeralda. Choosing Aurora because I'm not using Ghorak, and I want her shield to help Martin survive. So with the different attack up options, you might want to explore which ones have additional capabilities that can help. And in this case, protective shield I think is going to be very useful for me. I'm bringing 2 purple snipers, which is new, so I'm bringing Aoife, who is a very good purple sniper. I don't have Arthur, otherwise I would probably use him. She also has a pretty good leader ability, which is based on increasing the attack of purple allies. I'm also going to bring Violentina. I do hope she's the weakest one here, otherwise it's not going to work. You might have noticed in the last one, I allowed Ghorak to die first and let him be revived by Nephra. And this is kind of taking it one step further. I am trying to make it so that Violentina gets targeted and then she can revive herself. What's really nice about that, again, similar to the idea in the first hit where I'm letting Ghorak die and getting Sip to revive him, we don't need speed. We don't need to be faster than the raid boss. Speed is going to help in terms of getting lots of turns against the raid boss and preventing consecutive turns, but in terms of the absolute speed number being higher than the raid boss, that wouldn't be necessary in this scenario. So let's just go into it and you'll see how this team does. I'm using the yellow dragon again because of the colorblind. Again, it doesn't really matter, and the potions, as I said before, doesn't really matter. I find the yellow raid boss pretty straightforward, to be honest. But let's see how we get along. So that was 3 ways to hit the yellow raid boss. I hope that might have been interesting, maybe gave you some ideas. If you have other ways to hit, I'm really excited to learn about them. If you did like this one, I do have others in the series, 3 ways to hit the raid bosses. I also have a 3 ways to each of the dust rifts. So check out those playlists if that sounds good. And otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.